Okay, few things we're gonna start today. Um, Package and app exchange, and how do you monitor the orgs? Hmm, okay, debug logs and email logs, setup audit trails. So okay, so let me do one thing. So I'll start from 21, 20 to 23. So this 20th chapter is something is all about checking the logs, outbound messages. This will do periodically when we're just getting into, let's say when I'm trying to send emails, then I'll generate email logs. When I'm someone saying that how they're modifying the records, then I'll say this. And when I'm doing a development, I'll show scheduled jobs and epic jobs. When I'm doing data load, I'll show how bulk data load jobs works. And when I'm doing outbound messages like workflows, then I'll show outbound message how it works. So these are each and every individual topics based on some other subtopics I've been involved in. This is all showing about the logs. So 20th chapter. So we'll just come periodically whenever we're just getting into such processes, we will show that. If I just show now, it'll not even make sense. You do something and then you try it out. For example, yesterday for escalation rules, we were seeing that monitoring window, escalation monitoring window, where I showed you we're just giving the escalation queue name, and then I showed you that one particular record is present in the queue, so this would fire anytime. Did you remember that yesterday? And we
Yeah.
just went into and logged in the monitor window. I was saying that, hey, this is the record which is about to fire. So those are the things where we try to monitor this stuff. So likewise for each and everything. Out of this all, I can show you setup audit trail. Since I'm gonna start advanced training also for you guys, I think I have to reshuffle this for sure. I mean the dev course. And what he was saying is going forward, all the batches would have the lightning. So then I have to fit that few things here also.
Oh.
Escalation. Look at this. In the monitoring, we have escalations, case escalations. Escalation rules that you have written, but any records are falling under the escalations that we are checking on. Our escalation rule. Yesterday we given some equals and then we given some name. Do you remember that? And
Yeah.
then after research we got a record. So all this comes into the monitoring the organization. Why we want to monitor something which is running on the records? How many records which is causing some problem? All that will do quickly, and then before something is trying to hit to the people and then escalate, something we could try and do solve. Everybody is trying to do this stuff. Otherwise, if you see, you go to monitor section, they comes in environments. Okay. So look at this outbound messages, time-based workflows, even monitorings. So I think this when we come so when you come to us respective chapters, we can show them. So one I can show is view audit trail, view setup audit trail. Hmm. So what are the changes that we're doing, or what are the changes that we're making to existing systems, or we trying to create new records? New records in the sense in the configuration wise. For example, I have changed the profile from MCD sales rep and modified few things. Like say yesterday, I have modified for a profile on the record page, right? Where this guy cannot see the main um, restaurant page, but he can see only the account support page. If you guys remember, for the record type for one particular MCD sales rep, when he's logging in for restaurant, you should not be able to see. I think you remember. I don't know. I just went to the account object, went to the record type, and went to the restaurant layout. So restaurant record type, and there while page assignment, I specifically went and modified to the MCD sales rep to give. Account support page, not the restaurant page, because I don't want our sales rep to access the restaurant page. This was doing on 10th chapter. How do we manage the record types? I was doing on that yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what the change I've made, so it has been recorded here. So audit trail is basic something
Oh,
you are
oh,
modifying some
audit trail. Okay.
yeah, you're configuring something, and it captures each and everything what you've modified here, and it has 6 months
So
data.
how is audit trail different from logs then?
Yeah, it is different from logs. Audit trail is something that whatever the organizational change you guys have made, so it has a track here. Why we have this is when you try to modify from the background some change and then you say that I didn't do it,
Mm-hmm.
then let's go to the audit trail and see who changed that particular field, who activated, who deleted, and who updated that particular field. All that would be seen here. So it doesn't say what to what also sometime, but it'll say that if someone has logged in as you, they have changed it. So here on the left side it says the user, what action he has performed, and under which section he has did this all. Okay,
Okay.
and what date. So like this, we have a clear information about what who has modified. So this is more than enough to justify that someone has changed and what he has worked on. So we cannot fool people saying that I didn't do it. If they did and they don't say that I didn't do, okay, audit trail will help us to figure out. And not only this for an investigation purpose, the other way is something that we made a change and it is impacting so many other people. So this is one good area where we can see which are the areas all it got impacted. You might not know one profile value you got, simply you do update and then you saved it. Maybe it's the same thing. 10 people's or sorry, 10 profiles are referencing the same profile. If you do, all the change would be happened here. For example, um, let's say 10 profiles you have. To all the 10 profiles, today what I did is change only for the sales rep. Getting account page layout we have. Let's say for example, restaurant page layout we have. Restaurant page layout been assigned to 10 profiles. Say McDonald's sales rep, McDonald's managers, McDonald's each and every other people you think. So all these particular same page layout it got impacted or assigned with all the peoples. Of course, you go to profiles and see or record types. You go and see same page layout would be assigned to all of these 10 profiles. You think now at the profiles, sorry, now at the page layout, you went in modifying few things. So any change you're modifying to that particular page layout, it is it is saying that to all the 10 profiles in a one go, it is saying that yes, updated to that particular page, this particular page, to that particular page of respective profiles. Okay, how do you make sense to you guys? Go to object manager, go to account, now go to page layout. Now any change you do it here. Let's say you are removing the activities. Let's say I don't run partners. I click then I saved off. Now whoever is referring to that respective page would be seen in the audit trail. Now change the account page restaurant layout. So this is and that means what? This one particular layout which is there. Only this got customized. Now let's go to record type. Let's go to restart type record type. Currently, let me go to the individual customers. For a simple change, I would change this to. I will see what is impact. Okay, guys, edit assignments. For all of these profiles, I'm changing this value to account change layout. Just for this here, no, just for small references. I'm just click on save. What did I do? I went to the record type, edited the page layout, and for each and every other guy, I just said that account sales rep. You see this? It said this particular user went and changed the profile
Yeah.
Yeah.
and from an individual customer record type to account page to this.
Your voice broke. If you're talking something, it broke in between.
What about now?
Now
Audible.
it is good.
Okay. So what I'm overall saying is here, any s- any small change that you do in a record type, which has been referenced so many other reference, so many profiles, any quick change would impact all these guys in the audit trail, saying that this guy has modified. So though you modified in one simple layout, but the references to so many profiles, and all that would be captured in the audit trails. Getting
Hmm.
each and everything that will be captured. Then now you'll be so panicked. Why these many times I didn't go to each profile and do a change? It's all because of one simple change that you did in the record types and the page assignment. So it got impacted to all the layouts and all the profiles got impacted because we're doing yesterday. I think I did only for the FD sales rep account support. Now we are doing for the whole people. So that's the reason it will have impact to all the people. So this is how we check the trails, what configuration you did. Sometimes we come here to check who are the other people got impacted. So okay, now let me go download the six and then see what are the changes that which I did. And someone has did purposely, or this is something which is like okay, if you do a change which has been impacting others also. So all this you could see in the audit trails. Basically, this is absolutely for investigation purpose. So that is what one thing which I can say in the audit trails in the 20th chapter. Other things are the logs. Of course, when we work on to the development or when we work on to the load, data load or email workflows, I will just keep one thing, each and everything I'll keep knocking and coming off the topics whichever is here. I can show you, but no, none. I mean, you don't have anything there. Something if you have, I can show there. Apex jobs, it will be blank. What you can see there. These are the logs. When you try to run some feature methods or batch classes, that time you would see this. So there's no any logs that generated so far. So you can't see any of them. Even the schedule apex, schedule jobs. Look at this. So schedule jobs we don't have. So I think when we come to a topic wise, we will see that. So no issues with that. So let's get into a proper topic where will talk about something which is useful. So we'll get into these topics individually later side. So on to the 21st chapter, what I'm trying to talk about is you guys know what is App Exchange? App Exchange in Salesforce, it's a medium where we can go download the apps. But prior to that, I think we would have got notice several things like this. For example, uh, if you're working in, or if you're using a Android phone, so you know how what is Google Play, and if you're using
Yeah.
iPhone, then I think you need to know App Store. If you're using a Microsoft, I think you would be using what is generally called as Microsoft Store. So what this all is doing is, I mean, what it is doing for us.
Hello?
So you know what is this all doing for us? So App Store, Google Play Store, and this Microsoft Store. What is this all? Why we should have this?
providing applications which we can use, we can download.
Hmm. So basically, that is helping you out. So let's say you're working on some XYZ stuff which you require something to monitor. So you look out for the apps which is available or not, which makes your work easy. You have a phone, but you don't find that something like a reminder, specific reminders. Like generally, the mobiles will have reminders. You want to have a custom reminders, and you're looking for some any additional people have developed some apps so that I can install to my mobile. You just think through, or when you get a board off and then you want some interesting things, you just look for some games. So you all check in the respective play stores. Why? Because in the play stores we have a compatible applications which will be developed and been put into there. So what you guys do is maximum you go just check them and you install to your application, I mean to your phone, and then you start working on it because the compatibility we're talking about and the application which is useful to you we are talking about. Now I cannot go to from an Android phone I cannot go to Mac store and I cannot install the Mac application to my Android, which is not possible. Why we say they have their own applications to download? All is because of compatibility. I can, if I'm working on Android phone, I can look for only for Google Pay. I cannot go to a Microsoft Store. I cannot go to an Apple Store. I cannot download them. It's all about compatibility. Getting? And each and every people will have their own useful applications. If I go to Apple Store, and if I'm using iPhone, and then I'll download the related stuff to my iPhone from there only. And that would be based on iOS development. So your compatibility is all fine. You can install and then you can start working on. So now why I'm comparing with those guys is even a app exchange is something that which we have a useful applications. People would develop them and then put it there. So from the app exchange we can download the particular the component, small mini applications, and we can tie up to our project, which is whichever is useful to us. Getting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, some piece that you wanted to say for a payment integration. I want to do a payment integration. So existing systems, you have a payment in objects you think, but still, so they are all just like a records they hold, but they don't work real time. So in that case, what you do is you try to check for the app exchange app because you don't want it to implement altogether new. So why it will take a lot of time to build a payment application. Like be it from the user informations and whatever the target systems to which you are trying to send, and who is the middleman servers to take these variants and send it out, security features, and couple of them we have to monitor whether the transaction is successful or not. So we always keep with the bank whether if he's having insufficient fund, and we have to notify the user saying that you are insufficient fund. Basically, every bank would have been a tie-up, so where we say that we have to connect with them and they have to respond back to us. They would provide some APIs to connect with them. So what we're trying to say is, to go this to build all this crazy stuff, it takes a lot of time. So rather you think that okay, someone has already built, let me use it, isn't it? So if you wanted to have some features in your mobile, what do you do? You just simply go to your app store and then you simply download them, or you try to search in your Play Store and then simply download them. That's all we do. So we don't create our own application and put there, or we don't application put into our mobile directly. So whichever is making useful to us, and we are simply downloading them and start using it. The same way here also in Salesforce, so we are not building the any such things which is not possible. We check in applications already. So many product based companies are there, so they all would have developed some application and deployed there. Now we are just trying to use them. So let's do one thing. So one such few applications will go and then check it whether it is there or not. We'll try to use such applications and we can deploy it here. Um, Let me go to McDonald's. So there's something concepts called as account teams. So where you try to share your contact details. This is your contact, right? These contact details you want to share from one people to another people, or you want to do a manual share in the Lightning. So we don't have a Lightning sharing options here. So there's one application which I recently found which is useful in App Exchange. So where I can share the records. The same thing. Let me move to a classic. Let's see. I'll tell you what is the issue. So we have a sharing option here. Look at this. There's a sharing option here. This share button, it's not visible in the share button, which is called as manual share. What is this basically? It talks about you're sharing this record with any other people who are there, a group of users or a people you're trying to share with. Let's say to integration user you're sharing with, and you're giving access to them as a like public, private. Just getting. So you just went to the particular record and you're trying to do a manual share for respective user. For example, from Jimshil to Tushira, from Tushira to Sandeep, or Sandeep to me, anyone who we are trying to share to a manual share, either to one people or one or more people that we are working with. So in that case, we have a share button that is not present in the Lightning experience. So let me switch back to the same record where I cannot see a sharing button. So that was only present in the Lightning Classic, sorry, Salesforce Classic, but not in the Lightning experience. So look at if I go to a buttons, I don't see anything called share here. Guys, I don't have any option called sharing here. That to manual share. There's something teams we have where in account teams where you can add the values to the people. But all of the guys they don't have such access where you cannot do a manual share. Specifically, I'm talking about a manual share. I have logged in as let's say Tushira and then I wanted to share this particular record to Jamsil, then that particular manual share is not there. So for looking for this, then I went to an app exchange. So App Exchange is the one where we have all the free apps and then paid apps or consultants who can develop an application for you. All these informations will be there in the App Exchange. So where all you find the ready to install app applications. It's just like simple Play stores that you would see here. Um, so you could see a lot of paid applications, free applications. Like it's typically like how your mobile app stores are there. It's the same it is. But there is useful stuff. Each and every people have their own product company which talks about few things. Let's say someone says about Docusign. When you're dealing with the court and management, your document to be signed and then it should be sent back. So you guys, we are sending a file directly to those guys and they are sending back and then we approve it. But whether they're digitally signed saying that okay, we are interested in this product. So all that happens based on document sign. So for that they have separate application. Just so slow. So Sales is also builds as a Salesforce lab we have. So even they also build free apps for us. So that's what they say. Discover Salesforce Labs apps so that are right for your business. So even Salesforce gives the free apps. Why they do is because few things they cannot really put into the I mean give a generic applications view. So whatever I'm trying to say is manual share, right? It's a generic thing, but Salesforce didn't do it for us, but they give an app exchange. And again, who is viewing my report? So even this is a feature they have been giving it. Lightning sharing. This is a new thing which just came in. Fine, as a component. That is what I'm going to install now. Other things like timeline, data chain. This is spread app. No. If you see free apps in the from the Salesforce Lab, you will see it. they're all talking about. So these are the Salesforce Labs apps application, which is all are free, and they give an option sometime to um, modify the code, or sometimes they keep it as managed package, which cannot be modified. So I'll tell about what is managed and unmanaged package. Basically, what we're trying to do here is so these are the applications that you can see. So many anywhere if you see labs, there are free applications where we can install those things to our systems. Systems means to our org. So one thing of here is which I was see recruitment app. You can this is very interesting stuff, guys. Please you have to um, for learning purpose you have to install this recruitment app, and then you can see what are things they have done it. So far you are dealing with the application that which you wanted to work with, and this is the one area which has already been built. How do you customize them? How do you see them? See candidates, employee website, how job application, position, recruitment app, reports. See in all bunch in one get you get it as an app. How recruitment works that you can see through here. So way back what we're doing is we were giving this particular application as a development things for a learning purpose. Let me show or not a Gmail. Salesforce recruitment app. This PDF we get. Hmm. So this is where we have a classic applications. So that time we had an options to build the force.com applications. Let's see whether this has been opened the same. Hmm. Sometime back, basic app. So this was very classic sales was how it was, but the concept things are very clear enough. Uh, so they are talking simple about how an application should be developed. So what are the things you should look at for a candidate? So whether the candidate you can review, assign the task, inject the components. What is database? What is rational database? I mean, they will talk about Salesforce database, what it is. So what is database like we say record, column, field. These all we have been looked into already. If not in development, you'll see it. So how do you give a comparison of this particular object? So we all lookup field, right? Hiring managers. Lookup field is basically we see counselors or managers. So those are guys. So like each and every chapter, they are saying that how to work with this. Introducing objects, stamps. So all you would see. only conceptual level we can bring it up because this is all typically onto the classic application. So now this app exchange, what they would have done is they would have modified to a lightning experience. So this you can understand what that app is doing. So this is a case study where you can see how these values have been created, what are the formulas you can have, but these are underlying things which is never changed. Only the UI things got changed for a recruitment application if you see. And this is the one simple URL which will help you out when you are guys are investigating on the recruitment app. So this is the key reference which I can say, and app exchange. This I can say. So you can install this application based on these documents. You can refer this how this is working. You can take 1 day time and then see how this application is built, and you have a proof there also how it has been built. You have a concept of reading a book, and then you have a live example there also. Mm. So they would ask you to go create the position, object currency fields, what is the field type, how the label should be, each and everything they would describe how in realistic people are asking us to create as a requirement. So on the date way back, we have a page dot something like this, where you the position title, job description, and the other fields, and which we are making as required, which we making optional. So that also they're talking about. So I think we did a dependence pick list, right? How we are values we are assigning to a dependent pick list in that particular area. So even that they're talking here, field dependency. So this is really useful in terms of understanding a simple application. So here we go, few formulas. So when we start with the formula chapter, so let's say they're talking about how many days is open so far. Even you have formulas to write. Let's say you put a job posting and how many days it is open, no one is viewed, or how many days it is open so far. So for that simple formulas they have. I mean, they have given entire things to us. How do you see put a formula? Then it's all spoon feeding though, but step by step, if you do this entire applications, you would have been created. But this what problem is? This is all completely on the classic side of the explanation. So in order to just refer them, so you guys can install the recruitment application, and then you can quickly check them reading this context. So even we can install this recruitment application to our system also. No, not a big deal. Mm, I thought to install different application, but let's install. I mean, install these also so that you guys can see whenever you have a questions, you can get to me and say what is done. To which applications we can do it. Service is not listed here. Um, mm, Let me refresh this and see. Service is admin at mcd.com, right? So let's see, get it now. So these are things it says. This is a requirement applications. This is the version, and I had some application called as International Chess Foundation, and it does not expire, and it's free. So Why we say it does not expire means that we don't have any. It's not a paid version, so that would say that within 1 year it will expire, within 2 days it will expire. So it is that's it. It is does not expire, and it's a free subscription. So even if you guys download your mobile-based application app store, it says the paid versions or you need to subscribe for it. In app stores, for specifically an Apple application in Apple Store, so you download and then later on you have to go manage the currencies, what type of payment that you're going to make it. If that is a paid application, if it's a free application, you don't worry at all. Even you do a subscription there, it will again tell you to what duration it has been you paid for, what till it is valid for. The same thing here also. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to install. So there would be an URL which is coming in. I would just take that URL. Look at this. This is the URL which I have. I think this is something org ID. I'm gonna install them to admin at MCD. See on the top, which is going as is URL. Now they're asking me this URL is installation package we have, and this package which one. Look at this. What I do is I went to App Exchange. I tried to click on install on some other XYZ server. I don't care. But at last, when it comes to a URL here, I choose MCD. In the local, which we have about to log in, I choose MCD, and it is asking me, "Do you want to install for admins?" I said yes. I want to install this recruitment for application for admin. Then a couple of things would be installed into this application. So you can see the components. What are things would come out of this? So let's see the components. So they have a scheduled job applications, selected job applications. There's a flow also we have. Look at this. There are so many fields we have. These are the custom fields. Candidate. In candidate, we have the went off. So no problem. So what we do is we go back. Either you can install the application or either you can install simple components which is helping you out. For example, which I said manual share is not available. You can install that particular stuff also. So recruitment app, I'll go here. Whichever the install applications you can see into the install category. You install this application, right? So you can see into the package, install package. Under that, you can see recruitment app has been installed. Now you can see that components, which are the components been installed here. So right from the custom field, list view, visual force page, custom object, layout, stamps, validation rules, few formulas, custom field tab, position, all the majority of these they have been added here. So if you want to see like the is that layout. Okay, so we can see what is ER diagram for this recruitment app also. You can see them in this PDF only. With that control F, ER. So look at this is the um, many to many relationship they're talking about. So we were talking about right in one of these case. Um, so one user, let's say a donor is getting registered with a branch. So the same as many donors can register with as many branches. So that becomes many to many relationship. So that simple thing they're explaining here. See, one to many and one to many. Then the between the guy they become a junction object here. Even that they explained it how a junction has been came in. So this is a good document. If you just go 1 day or 2 days, if you read through, so you will again get majority of things.
Can you send this link to us?
Yeah, I've already sent. Sorry, I've already noted to here. So I expect I basically recommend this. So because we have as a key reference that we have here, you have a document, you have an app exchange product also. Straight away, just start investigating on them. Oh, sorry. How do you send now to the chat window? Let me send it out. So one is the application product. The another one is the PDF file which I've sent you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, all right. So that's very important. Otherwise, I'll come quickly here and see. So what is the recruitment applications doing? So what are things they've added? Hmm. So they've given a description about what is recruitment app is doing because we've installed this application. And let's see all application. So I was looking for ER diagram, right? Sorry. I think in this document only they're giving ER diagram somewhere I saw. So they explain from a position to job application, one to many. From here, so this is one to one, where he's the only one guy is applying to a particular job, and from there is one to many, because many candidates can apply to the job application. How many people will review? So these are the good things to know. And I'm just hunting for the ER diagram. Even the roles they've explained very clearly here. So which particular role? So the drawback here is we don't have so much number of users to have all of these people added here. But these guys would have talked about all the users adding, setting up all the users. So we may not have a so much number of users. We're quickly checking whether we can have ER. I need to give interrelationship diagram. I don't know if they are revised or not having. Which is basically I think this is little more old. This is actually retired from the. That's what the Salesforce do. I don't know why they retire it off. So look at these guys are asking money for this course here. So this is advanced, I think. So this is say still 2013, and the document which you're referring is okay. Hmm. So that is what saying. This guider has retired. Fear not, we have got the better interlead and go check for a battle station. I'm just saying because the battle station app made little more easy in terms of cut short of an explanations what an object, what is an application is. But recruitment application is huge one because you can see in a PDF it takes they have 200 plus pages, right? Yeah, 274 pages. So this they cannot bring it to a trailer and say explain what it is and how we are doing it. So that's the reason this application these guys have given in the app exchange and go get all the objects that they're seeing it. See recruiting app we have it here. Why that is not showing there? As an app it shows. Oh, they are showing in classic. Look at this. That's the reason in the lightning it was not able to see. No problem. We'll switch to the classic and quickly. So this is all for understanding purpose, guys. So don't say that this should be in lightning or this should be in classic. Not like really. See position, candidates, employment website, job application reports, and recruitment overview. Positions. You can create a new position record. Record type we have. We say continue. So we see a couple of fields here. Minimum pay, maximum pay, required fields are given. Finance, dependent pick list, hire by. Automatically the values got populated. Location, how San Francisco has been automatically defaulted. You can check them for understanding purpose. Candidates, a new candidate grading is currently employed, US citizen, education. I think for this year diagram, if you get an options, then it'll be easy enough. Still, you can refer the same. Nothing much got retired. Only the UI things would be retired. Um, moving on to the new years, you will be having it. I'll find out anything if I have a new one in this first.com as a PDF, let's say 2013 or latest one. So I'll send share with you guys. And listen until this is the same thing is enough, not much big difference we'll have. Because same multi-tenant architecture is what explained in trailer also in a different way, where all you see the same content.
Okay.
Okay. So what I can say is how we have installed the App Exchange product, and we went to the App Exchange, we see in the app, and then we have downloaded the app. How to you were saying that I want to install to the production. Basically, it's a developer org. So you're saying it is a login.salesforce.com. Once it is came, then what did I do is I just say that install. It went to the URL and I navigated to my mcd.com. So that's how it just I can install the application to this org. So that was one of the classic application which we install. Now let's do the another application, um, App Exchange, because I want to show one of the Lightning applications also to bring it to you. So we'll do a document sharing. We'll do. So this I'll find our latest one and then give to you. And the ER diagram is also pretty good, but this is not showing any useful things. So this is how it appears. If you see on the left hand side, no, this is an accounting journal. Stupid.
Uh, can't. How long will the class be? I think one of my baby is up, so I need to go.
Oh,
Uh,
10 minutes. So I will at least cover this app exchange chapter.
okay.
Already we have
I'll
completed.
go through the
Yeah.
go through the recording. I have to go.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that. Thank
No
you.
problem. Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll just install the Lightning applications and then drag and drop and show it off so that you can see it. Prashant.
Okay. Okay.
Then we'll start the things. Hmm. So I will come to Lightning sharing component.
Mhm.
So this is a component which is again a free component. Um, get it now? You say it. It says for some org. We don't care here. If you have org is already been signed. Look at this. This type of if you're logged in here, no problem. So then it will allow you to get it. Or else it is a problem. It will ask you to sign in. So you try to log into App Exchange and then you try to download the application. So I say install in production because we don't have a sandbox. We directly do it in down in the developer orgs. All the developer orgs are like production only. I'm saying to install. So you get a URL. On URL, it tries to go to ICF some login, but I don't go to the respective web. What is the URL? But I'll try to log in from our MCD. This is the one which I logged in. I click on them. I don't give the credentials of other application which is pointing to. I choose
Okay.
MCD here, so that's the reason we are installing here. Install for all users.
Oh.
Did I choose the first one at the very beginning? No, right?
No, no, no. It was all users. You went
Okay.
there and.
Okay. Now, before doing the install, also you can click on the view components. You can see what are the components it has. So it has the Lightning Web component also, bundles also, along with few other objects they have also.
Okay.
So now what we do is we're trying to install them. So basically, you're trying to install an app products from your app stores, and which is
Oh.
helping us to improvise what? So it is improvising us to do some operations. As I said, we don't have manual sharing for a record. Now installing this will have a manual sharing could be possible. Let's see how it is done. So you can see here we don't have something called as this logo, and here we have a this is another way we talk about package and manage package tomorrow. And
Oh.
moreover, there's a two difference of applications we have installed. So it's a good thing. So let me get in here. So before that, let me switch to Lightning Experience. So that's a chapter which talks about manage and unmanaged package. 20th chapter. Tomorrow we'll discuss about it. Two
Mm-hmm.
different types we have installed there. So now let's say go to any accounts and still I would not be able to see that manual share. So how do I get it? So let me go edit this page, editing the Lightning page. And I wanted to get some AB custom ABC we put right. Sometime back
Mm-hmm.
we didn't had anything here, so we just simply put custom ABC. So let me delete all this which is not required custom ABC. I'm gonna modify this custom ABC to So this is the name I'm giving, manual sharing record.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to add the component which has been installed recently. I'll just go to the left side. I just go downside and then see one managed applications we have called Lightning
Mm-hmm.
Sharing. I'm going to drag and drop here. So this is helping us to find out the permissions of the particular record. So what did I do? So this is a package which has been installed called using Lightning Sharing. Custom
Oh,
managed, custom application something we have, custom managed we have. Managements we have installed from somewhere. So Lightning Sharing we have dragged and dropped here. So called as manual sharing, and I'm gonna save it. So now if I come back to any account page, open McDonald's. Okay, already we have here. So manage sharing record here, and this is the one we have it. Look at this. For current users, I can search a user here. You see this integration user. For this
oh,
integration user, you're giving read or write. So why we don't have access this? Because this guy doesn't have unless and until I don't have a proper user here. You getting?
okay.
I don't have a proper user who can assign to. For example, in your org, you have a couple of users where you can install. So where we can say that for this record, I can go and give access. Integration user is a standard user. He doesn't have any access. So if I try to give him a read access, it says, but it doesn't have an access at all to any of the object. How can you giving access to him? He's an basic simple user. If like how you have created a Salesforce SIA, another user.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, from your user to you are trying to manually share to SIA. Then you
Mm-hmm.
can search user for CI here. You are adding a permission to view that record. CI would be opened here, and you can read or write permissions if you
Read
need
or
to.
write. Okay.
That way, you're giving manually sharing this record to her. So this type of manual sharing we had in a classic, but not in the Lightning. So for this, Salesforce has created a simple applications where you can manually share a record.
Oh,
So this is something it's useful to us where you need not to recreate the component. Something the component is already available in the app exchange, so you just use to utilize them. So this is the power of App Exchange where we can use the applications. Sometimes we sometimes what happens we could not develop them. So what we do is we use this go to App Exchange and download and try to patch to our application development.
okay.
Getting Mm, because this would take little time, more than a month if it takes to build all this stuff. So then it is useless, right? Anyway, it's a free product. Why you want to worry about it? So no need charge for it. So that's it. So we have covered today with App Exchange products. How to install the App Exchange, manage App Exchange. We just went on. Let me just get. If they say something about package, install package.
Package.
Sometimes we have a configure items here. Next to this, something they would have a configure item. So what is it configure says that something predefined you need to configure a window. In that window, it says a lot about so who should be your user, who should be your admin, from whose email ID you should fire. Something like you give a configuration items, right?
Mm-hmm.
For each and every application may not require a configuration UI. So that UI something talks about for this particular specific application, who is the primary contact if you think. So in the configure you have to set up something like they will have. Clicking on them, it will open a UI where you have to give some contact details or some XYZ things. Basically, you are trying to
Okay.
optimize or configure something related to this org. Now they're asking, give me the card information. So you're gonna give the card information, the configuring things.
Oh.
You getting?
Okay, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
this application related configuration it is. It's not something different. Whatever to this application which you have installed, for that something configurations you're doing it. Who should see what? Even in you can control there also. Only system admin can view this XYZ objects. If you are a non-system admin, you cannot do some activity like that. Something configurations you can have.
Okay.
That is about managing. So deleting is always you do uninstall, it will try to move away from your system. That is deleting an application. So I think 21 chapter we know, and something in 20th chapter we see about audit trails. Tomorrow we'll complete on to the 22 and 23.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Tushar.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye bye.